In 2005, Israel withdrew all of its forces and all of its citizens from the Gaza Strip, so that the Palestinians could manage their own lives. In return, innocent Israeli citizens were the targets of repeated attacks launched from within Palestinian civilian population centers, turning the Palestinian population into hostages of the terrorist organizations and the Hamas regime. The attacks from the Gaza Strip against Israeli communities continue to this day. In June 2007, Hamas led a violent coup in Gaza and seized the government illegally, a fact which led to an international boycott and isolation of its government. The international community also set clear conditions that Hamas must fulfill in order to be regarded as a partner for diplomatic contacts and normal economic relations. Hamas is the central player in the Gaza Strip and the address to which you should direct your complaints concerning the situation there. In this protest voyage to Gaza, you seek to remove legitimate pressure on the Hamas government and to violate the conditions of the international community. Therefore, we cannot cooperate with your efforts. Your claim that the residents of the Gaza Strip are suffering from hunger is groundless considering the amount of food that passes every day from Israel to the Gaza Strip. There isn't another conflict in the world in which one side supplies all the needs of the other side: food, medicines, water, fuel, and electricity. Thousands of Palestinians have crossed into Israel from the Gaza Strip to receive medical treatment at Israeli hospitals. We would like to point out that the area to which you are planning to sail is the subject of an advisory notice that has been published by the Israeli Navy, which warns all foreign vessels to remain clear of the designated maritime zone off the coast of Gaza in light of the current security situation. We have received information that you are planning to bring humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. We would like to bring to your attention that the transfer of humanitarian aid to Gaza is effected, at present, through agreed upon channels, and the Israeli authorities will ensure that the shipment reaches its destination via the land crossing points. We will be happy to assist you in this endeavor. If your intentions are good, please choose this way. If you do not intend to deliver the humanitarian aid via Israel, this proves that your goal is political and constitutes the legitimization of a terrorist organization. Sincerely, Noam Katz, Director, Public Relations Department, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Of course, it became irresistible. We had to answer and pick the part of the letter where they said our intentions were good. We ignored the rest of the boilerplate PR that Israel always sent out and answered Mr. Katz right away, highlighting the untruths in the original response by providing factual information backed up by international bodies. And then we sent out a press release to everyone. Our impatience to leave was actually helping our own public relations campaign against Israel's illegal blockade on Gaza. The 18th of August 2008. Noam Katz, Director, Public Relations Department, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Israel. Dear Mr. Katz, the Free Gaza Movement thanks Foreign Minister Livni for your response regarding our efforts to break the siege of Gaza. We appreciate Israel's formal recognition of our human rights mission, as well as its acknowledgement that our intentions are good. However, several factual errors in your letter need to be addressed. You wrote, your claim that the residents of the Gaza Strip are suffering from hunger is groundless. According to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, only 43.5% of basic commercial food import needs were met during the period between 3 and the 30th of December 2007. Furthermore, in May 2008, several international aid organizations, including Care International UK, CAFOD, Christian Aid, Oxfam, and Medicines du Monde UK, stated that the stranglehold on Gaza's borders has made the work of the UN and other humanitarian agencies virtually impossible. Only a trickle of medicine, food, fuel, and other goods is being allowed in. The Israeli blockade of Gaza has made people highly dependent on food aid and brought the health system and basic services such as water and sanitation near to collapse. Although we appreciate your offer to deliver humanitarian supplies for us, Israel's deplorable track record of delivering supplies is, in fact, the very reason for our mission. Your offer also slights our human rights mission, which is to break your siege of Gaza. We intend to raise international awareness about the open-air prison called Gaza, where Israel collectively punishes 1.5 million Palestinians. We want to pressure the international community to review its sanctions policy and end its support for Israel's continued occupation. Finally, we want to uphold Palestine's right to welcome internationals as visitors, human rights observers, humanitarian aid workers, and journalists. We would like to, once again, invite Foreign Minister Tzipi Livni to join us on our historic voyage to end the siege of Gaza and to see firsthand the devastating effects of Israeli policies on the men, women, and children of the Gaza Strip. Sincerely, Greta Berlin, Ramzi Kaiser, Tom Nelson. Free Gaza Movement, Cyprus. For immediate release. Israeli government recognizes humanitarian mission to break the siege of Gaza. Greta Berlin, Cyprus. Angela Godfrey Goldstein, Israel. Nicosia, Cyprus, the 18th of August 2008, in a letter to date of the Free Gaza Movement. The Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs acknowledged that the group of international human rights activists attempting to break the siege of Gaza were humanitarian, and stated that the Israeli government assumes that your intentions are good. Greta Berlin, one of the organizers of the Free Gaza movement, stated that, since the Foreign Minister's office responded to our invitation to join us, and said that we have good intentions, we now fully expect to reach Gaza. According to recent reports in the Israeli media, however, the Israeli military is preparing to use force to stop the non-violent campaigners from reaching Gaza. It's not clear if the letter from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs signals a change of policy, or is simply an attempt to open up an official dialogue between the State of Israel and the Free Gaza movement regarding the current blockade. The Free Gaza movement is preparing to sail 2 ships into Gaza carrying 40 human rights workers from 17 different countries. They will also deliver hearing aids for children who have lost some or all of their hearing due to Israeli sound bombs and sonic booms. The ships have been named the SS Free Gaza and the SS Liberty in recognition of the US Liberty, a US Navy ship carrying 340 that was attacked by Israeli fighter planes and torpedo boats on the 8th of June 1967, assassinating 34 American sailors and wounding 170. The Free Gaza movement hopes to draw attention to the devastating consequences of the Israeli blockade by actively demonstrating the power of nonviolent direct action to change inhumane governmental policies. Needless to say, we heard no more from the Israeli authorities. Dr. Bill in Nicosia, Cyprus. This afternoon, we are hosted at the high-rise apartment of Nora, a Palestinian living in Cyprus, who grew up in Beirut, Lebanon. We are each given the book Life at the Crossroads, A History of Gaza by British author Gerald Butt. The view from Nora's apartment is breathtaking. We can see all of Nicosia, both the Greek and Turkish sides, and far off into the countryside. We are interviewed by Greek Cypriot television. The next day, people on the street are starting to recognize us, saying they have seen us on TV. My attempts at acquiring medical supplies for the boats have not produced many results yet. As time gets short, it calls for more desperate measures. I appeal to my fellow passengers to pull the pharmaceuticals we have for the general good. I spend the final mornings with Senior and Montgomery inventorying our stock, and afternoons at a downtown Nicosia pharmacy purchasing the stocks of bandages, bedpans, and other supplies that we don't have, at my own expense. Bella also donated a medical kit that is quite helpful, but it is not enough. Of course, having enough is a relative term, as we can never have absolutely everything we might need given the wide range of potential degrees of disaster that could happen but hopefully won't. I purchase medic bags as well. We are throwing things together at the last moment. We are washing all of our dirty laundry for the final time in preparation for departure. We finally get the word that the SS Free Gaza and SS Liberty have arrived in the port of Larnaca. I spend the final afternoon, before we leave for Larnaca port with Kathy Sheets, the retired IQ nurse, organizing our medical stockpiles for each ship. Her brother John arrived yesterday. He is an able sea captain who flew here from the Bay Area of California to pilot the Free Gaza. John is tense, wanting to get down to the boat, and I'm tense, trying to work with his sister to finalize the medical inventory. For a moment, our tensions collide. The tension and excitement are building again. It's getting time to cast our fate to the wind. Our dreams of sailing to Gaza to break the siege are becoming reality. Chapter 4. The Spies Who Did Not Love Us.